Om. The Light of Truth, Part 15, Chapter 9, Knowledge and Ignorance, Emancipation and Bondage. Section A. The body and mind do not feel heat or cold, nor therefore the consequent pain or pleasure. It is the soul that feels heat and cold when a hot or a cold substance comes in contact with their bodies. They can feel neither hunger nor thirst. It is the soul that feels the sensations of hunger or thirst. The soul is not a witness of acts. It is the actual doer and it reaps the fruits of its deeds done. The one incomparable Supreme Spirit, God, alone is the witness. Question. What is emancipation? Answer. Freedom from pain and attainment of happiness. Question. What are the means to attain emancipation? Answer. Obedience to the will of God, dissociation from sin, ignorance, bad company, evil influences and bad habits, the practice of truthfulness in speech, the promotion of public good, even-handed justice, righteousness, and the advancement of knowledge, worship of God, glorification, prayer, and communion. In other words, the practice of yoga, study, and tuition or instruction of others, and advancement of knowledge by righteous efforts. The employment of best means towards the accomplishment of one's object. The regulation of one's conduct in strict accordance with the dictates and even-handed justice, which is righteousness, and so on, are the means of obtaining emancipation, whilst the reverse of these and disobedience to the divine will lead to bondage. Question. Does the soul in the state of emancipation keep its individuality or is it absorbed into God? Answer. It lives and keeps its individuality. Question. Where does it live? Answer. In God. Question. Does emancipated soul remain in some definite place or go about just as it desires? Answer. It retains its innate power, activity, and attributes, but no physical body. It is said in the Shatapatha Brahmana, an emancipated soul has no physical body or bodily organs, but it retains its pure natural attributes and powers. By virtue of its innate powers, an emancipated soul has the principle of hearing when it wants to hear, the principle of touch when it wants to feel, the principle of sight when it wishes to see, the principle of taste when it desires to taste, the principle of smell when it wants to smell, the principle of thought for thinking, the principle of judgment for ascertaining truth, the principle of memory for remembering, the principle of individuality for feeling its individuality. Question. Does the soul, once being emancipated, ever become subject to birth and death again? Answer. It does come subject to birth and death again. Question. If the soul returns to this world from the state of emancipation, what is the duration of emancipation then? Answer. The emancipated soul returns to this world from the state of emancipation after the end of the grand dissolution, that is Mahakalpa. The period covered by grand dissolution is calculated thus. Time is divided into four yugas or cycles. Kali Yuga 4,32,000 years. Dwapara Yuga 8,64,000 years. Treta Yuga 12,96,000 years. Satya Yuga 17,28,000 years. Total 43,20,000 years. Thus, 43,20,000 years make one Chaturyugi. 2,000 Chaturyugi is 8,064 crores years and is equal to an Ahoratra, that is day and night. 30 Ahoratras equal 1 Masa, that is month. 12 Masas equal 1 year. Thus, the duration of emancipation is 100 into 12 into 30 into 2000 into 43,20,000 equal to 311 trillion 40 billion years. Let a man be friends with the happy, kind to those who are in pain and distress, love those who are good and virtuous, but neither love nor hate those who are wicked. Yoga Darshan. Question. Do you believe in the unity or the plurality of birth of soul? Answer. In the plurality of births. Question. Why can't the soul then remember what happened in its previous births and deaths? Answer. The soul is infinite in knowledge and powers. It is not the seer of the three periods of time, the past, the present, and future. It cannot therefore recall its past. Besides, the mana, the principle of thought and attention, cannot do two things at one time, of the past as well as the present. Let alone things that happened in the previous life of the soul, can a man remember all that happens in this very life from the time of conception till, say, the age of 5 years? It is a good thing too that the soul cannot remember its past. Otherwise, there would have been no happiness for it. It would have died for sheer pain and mental anguish brought on by brooding over the terrible sufferings and sorrows of its past lives.